would say patience. There's a lot of things that were running through my mind. But I was thinking about understanding. I understand people really well.
That's good.
I listen really well, I think. I pursue fairness as best as I can in social engagements.
Okay.
But all that, the heart seems to have patience just pulsing through it, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I try to give the benefit of the doubt, which is huge for me. Like
Of course.
yeah.
You can never just go with a preconceived idea, right?
Although that's the easy way though, and most people do that.
They do.
Most people do that.
It is true. Psychologically speaking, a lot of people will look at you and be like, I know that person.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
Absolutely. For example, if I were to ask you first impressions of me, what were they? I'll give you mine of you too.
Okay. I thought, first impression?
Yes.
First off, no Uber driver has waved to me. When you waved to me, I was like, yes, finally. Someone actually said, I'm the Uber, not like me, like an idiot going, who? I'm like, yes.
That's hilarious.
Someone understands. Every time I go to Uber and I'm like,
am I in the right? Yeah.
yes, you're right. I like that.
Yes.
And then I saw your hat and I was like, cool guy. Nice sense of fashion. Love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's what I thought. You were cool, calm, collected.
Okay.
You actually, like, for once,
Yeah.
you were like, yes, that's me. I'm like, I have glasses, but I'm still bad.
Oh. Okay. That's so really helpful. Really helpful. Okay, so mine were that you're an introvert because you're wearing glasses, and that you'd be timid, and you'd be soft-spoken, and that it would take more energy for me to draw you out because, in my experience, those who are quiet and reserved and introverted, it takes a bit more for them to get comfortable. So I was definitely wrong in all of my assessments. Because you're a very strong individual who has a strong sense of awareness of what she's bringing to the table and is not afraid to engage and challenge and contribute. So, well done.
Hey, I am an introvert and an extrovert, to be honest.
Okay.
It again depends.
Yeah.
Like I said.
On the scenario.
Yeah.
I understand. How much of that has to do with your sex, if I may press that question?
Not so much, because, okay, excuse me for using language, but my mom taught me not to give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
She's like, doesn't matter who it is, unless, if they're not paying your bills and they're not putting food on your table, they're not putting a roof over your head, don't give a fuck.
I love it.
I was like, yep, I got you. She's like, make your own money.
But then, if I can challenge that, I would say whoever's paying all that has the power to.
For sure.
And
100%.
that's where I'm usually very cautious personally when I say, at what point am I for sale? Meaning, how can I retain my freedom of speech and ideas and engagement that way?
Yeah.
That for me is kind of a sort of a non-negotiable, I can't give this one here up kind of thing. But that's where I just maybe push back on that and say, if I find out someone's paying my bills and I'm handicapped by what I can express, then I'm going to bounce.
That's true.
Yeah.
But another thing Mom also taught me was, it doesn't matter, just say what you have to say.
Sure.
Don't hide yourself from anything.
Sure.
That was another thing, right?
Yeah.
So my mom taught me to be this, and from a young age, she knew I was boisterous as hell.
Yeah.
So she never tried to curb it.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to make it grow stronger instead.
Yeah. That's good.
She told me, she's like,
well.
be independent. That's all you gotta do.
Good.
And if you don't like anything, walk away from it.
Okay.
Don't put yourself through something that you don't want to put yourself through.
I'm going to ask you another question here. Do you think you are good at speaking your own mind, or do you find yourself doing what you think people want you to do?
Oh no, I never follow the crowd.
Good.
Never.
Good.
That's another thing my mom taught me not to do.
Then I'm going to put you to the test.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a request and see how you respond. And I'm going to ask why you respond the way you do.
Okay.
I want to, this is a fantastic conversation. I want to share it with my followers because I think there's so much in this. But I never do that without enthusiastic consent.
For sure.
Would you be willing to let me feature you in this video to my followers?
Yeah, I don't
You
mind.
would? Okay. Now, why are you saying yes?
Because
Yes.
a lot of people don't have these resources.
Okay.
As sad as it is to tell anyone,
Yeah.
a lot of people have creativity, a lot of people have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to put out there.
Yeah.
And sadly, either it's their parents' schooling system, whatever you want to blame, whatever they've grown up with, they're not taught to express themselves. Do whatever you want.
Good. Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
you made enemies on like doing it,
Yeah.
do it. Along at the end of the day, you put yourself out there, that's all that matters.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Well answered. Good. Then I will proceed. That was a very good answer. I just want to make sure that you don't feel compelled, because
No.
a lot of people in this culture don't know how to say no because they feel it's a mean thing. And so they go into things that they don't necessarily buy into. And I just wanted to hear your rationale. So it was a very convincing answer.
If I wasn't uncomfortable, I would say no.
You would say that.
Yes.
Consider this one here. It's just a consent form that would
Alright.
let me just legally do that.
Okay.
But thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You have a very keen mind, which I'm enjoying, and I'm like, I would love to be able to feature this, the ethos of this conversation, because it is rich.
Thank you.
Can you tell why I love my job?
I do. I can. I'm not gonna lie. But that's good though. You like what you're doing.
I do. A lot of people enjoy really amazing conversations, but it seems only once in a while when it spontaneously and unexpectedly comes up. And I love modeling that it could happen a lot more often, intentionally, and to their benefit. And how could that be? Are you still studying psychology?
Yes.
What's your end game?
End game?
Yeah, what would you like to...
You want to know my dream? And
I
the
would love
realistic?
to. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
My
Hold on,
dream?
both end, yes.
My dream is to be a primatologist and work with the gorillas in the mountains.
Yeah, like
if I could.
Jane Goodall with
Like
the
Jane
gorillas.
Goodall, Diane Fossey,
Okay.
so many of these people, right?
Sure enough, yeah.
Beautiful primatologists, beautiful people who did a good thing for this world.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, really speaking,
Yes.
I would love to go work with children who have autism,
Yeah.
so I can help my little nieces and other children out in the world
Uh-huh.
over there
Yeah.
who don't necessarily know what's going on with them,
Yeah.
and just want to make them, make them feel good and be like, nope,
Be a
this
part.
is the way you do it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Nothing's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Very cool.
You
And that's
have-
the realistic one you're saying.
Yeah, and I think it's so sad.
Do you see that almost as a sacrifice on your part, altruistically? To say, I'm going to give up my future to invest in this to help others?
No.
Or do you feel that that's more your purpose?
That's not my purpose.
Okay.
Because I like helping out people.
Sure.
And it feels nice. And I think I've seen a lot of kids, parents going through this, something that they can't go through, and they feel so helpless, and they take out their frustration on
Yeah.
each other, and I
Yeah.
don't think that's a nice thing to do.
They don't have the skills
Yeah,
or the
they don't
tool
have the
set or the... Yeah.
And they just get upset by each other, and it's
Sure.
like, no. You all have just beautiful minds that need to speak to each other in a language that both of you will understand. You know?
Yeah, I totally hear you. Help me understand your sweater. The anti-social social club.
Oh god.
Is that like a double negative that
Yeah,
brings
it truly is. Do
That's
I need to do
scrap paper.
anything?
No, that's all
No,
good.
okay. No, it's just a stupid shirt. It's like a double entendre that I like. It's like, what is that? Introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert.
Ambivert.
Yeah. It makes no sense,
Yeah.
but it also does make sense.
I hear you.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
our
so
time.
much.
Andrea,
Thank
it's
you.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Hope
as
to
well.
see you again.
Have a good day.
You too, dear.
Bye.